Thank you, David. Now, those protests were sparked by a news conference by Center County District Attorney Bernie Cantorna.
Our Evan Hinckley joins us now live with a closer look at what the DA had to say today. Evan?
Yes, good evening, John and Amanda. Today, District Attorney Bernie Cantorna and state police announced that a State College police officer was justified in shooting and killing 29-year-old Osaze Osagie, as officials say that Osagie came after police with a knife that officials say could have killed the officers. Now, those three officers were stationed outside Osagie's basement apartment, which has narrow hallways. After trying to taser Osagie, which was ineffective, he was shot 3 times, each shot milliseconds apart. The first shot hit him in the chest and the other 2 then in the back as he was spun around as a result of the first gunshot. Osagie still had the knife in his hand when first responders attempted to treat him, and from the time officers saw the knife to the time Osagie was shot, officials say it took only about 10 seconds, and those gunshots were fired in very close range, only 1 to 2 feet away.
Officer number 2 describes the shots as being so close that initially he thought he had been shot. He could feel the muzzle blast and the concussion from the gun on his arm. Officer number 1 was in a life or death situation at the time that he fired, and he had no other option but to shoot in defense of himself and officer number 2 at the time that this occurred. And it's also my conclusion, a hard look at our mental health statutes, because it's my personal opinion that we have written the statutes in such a way that ensure that people reach a mental health crisis where they are either suicidal or homicidal before authorities can act.
And you heard District Attorney Bernie Cantorna there. He officially today made announcements urging for new legislation as it specifically relates to mental health and law enforcement, such that someone with a mental health issue can get help long before officials show up at any person's door to serve a mental health warrant. Now, officially, this investigation has not wrapped up yet, as there still are a few administrative ends to tie up, but officials do believe that it will, the investigation, will conclude very shortly in the near future. We're live here in State College. Evan Hinckley, WTAJ News.